here, and I thought I'd do a quick little YouTube update for you guys. This summer has been, well, really a scorcher compared to last year where it was raining all the time. It has been just hot every day, and it's 27 degrees in my house right now, and it's like midnight, seriously. I think the last time I updated, I mentioned that I work for a restaurant just to pay off some income taxes and all that stuff. And I was telling you how much I loved it and it was so awesome. And no, it's like it ended up being like this horrible, horrible situation. To tell you the truth, like honestly, it wasn't bad. It was just that they were doing some really sketchy stuff that, quite frankly, was illegal. And when I brought it up to their attention, they were kind of like just shrugging it off, like, oh, whatever, we'll just like do what we want to do. And they'll try like interpret the law and sort of like twist it in a way that's like against like Saskatchewan law, basically, is how I would put it. And so eventually I just basically quit. And then I got my final pay stub and they did a deduction that you can't do in my province. Like, it's actually pretty darn like obvious that you can't do it. So I went to the labor board and they were like, oh, this is like super easy. Like, we just asked them to reverse it, right? So it was reversed, and then I got a phone call and they were like, well, if you could have just asked and we could have reversed it. I'm like, really? Because like I've asked you to do a lot of things to like change the way that you do business, but apparently you need like someone higher up to like tell you to do so. So no longer employed there. I've been renting out this place. I will tell you, though, that renting out to 3 oil refinery workers sucks balls. Seriously, because they work 10 hours a day, and their family isn't even in this province. They're, like, in, like, completely different parts of Canada. So they just work here, send their money back to the city that they're from, and then they sleep and they eat. So they're not very fun, and they're also really messy. Like, I don't know if it's just that, like, because they have like wives and girlfriends that clean up after them, but like I don't understand like how people can be dripping stuff from the kitchen and not clean it up. It's just very weird. So it just got to the point where I felt like I was a housewife. So anyways, the good news is that we only have 1 oil refinery worker left. We had 2 that just left the house like a couple weeks ago, just before school started, so perfect. I put the rooms up for rent, jacked up the rent again. But I filled up one of the rooms, and he should be moving in tomorrow. And then one of the other rooms is empty, but I'm not in like a huge rush to rent it out because, I mean, Christ, like for the amount of money that he's paying, and then like the master bedroom, like it can stay empty for a while. I won't really care. So that's what's going on there. I'm still kind of keeping my eyes open for like jobs, just because it's getting kind of boring. Like seriously, you can only stay at home and watch Dr. Phil and like, you know, TV shows and things like that for so long before like you start to lose your mind, right? So I'm kind of like, I'm not really looking for a job just for money. I'm really looking for something to do, and so I can actually like socialize with a group of people again, because that's kind of like one of the big negative things about being self-employed is that you don't have coworkers. You just kind of like work by yourself, right? So recently I found a job opening at a car dealership. It was basically a dream job. They were looking for someone to do blog entries for their company, and then also to make some like commercials and some like cool little video clips and things like that about their, I guess, their cars and things like that. I'm like, that sounds so cool. And like with my fine art degree, it's kind of up my alley too. So I applied for it, and okay, so I'm just going to be a little bit negative right now. What is going on with this whole world of you can only apply for a job online? Like, that's total garbage. Seriously, like not even 10 years ago, you wanted a job, you went to the location, you're like, hey, is the manager in? Heaven forbid they take like 3 minutes of their time and meet you, shake your hand, and like say, hey, you know, whatever, and then you introduce yourself and you get like a job, right? Saskatchewan has like a crazy economy right now. You would think that people would be like hiring like crazy. No, everything is like, oh, well, you can only like apply for this job through this like website, which isn't even like the company itself. They actually like hire someone else to do their like applications for them. And then they just kind of like sit around, and you don't even know if you like send it to a computer or not. Like, it's just, I feel that like this whole era of trying to make everything all streamlined, and heaven forbid, like, you know, everybody texts and everybody like does email. Like, even when I advertise the rooms for rent, everybody sends me an email. I have my phone number on the ad. Call my phone and I will show you the place in person. Why do you email? Why do you ask me to text information that is clearly on the ad itself, because heaven forbid you don't have enough time to read it? Like, I just really feel like we're going through this whole like attention deficit disorder society right now. But anyways, I digress. So I apply for this job, and because like I'm not a big fan of like the whole online thing, I literally went to the dealership and I'm like, I want to speak to this person. Hi, I'm Landon, and I got a job interview there, and I was pretty excited about it. I really wanted it, but unfortunately I didn't get it. There was apparently like 7 people that applied for it. So again, if it's a dream job, usually what I should have said in the interview is I should have said, okay, so the person that you're going to hire, I'll just do it for like $1,000 a year less and just make it like that, right? So whatever. So still keeping my eyes out for jobs, and yeah, school's around the corner. Hopefully I'll be doing blogs more often, depending on like if any excitement happens around the house, which it hasn't really. But anyways, I'll keep you guys posted. Tell me what you guys are up to, and we'll talk to you soon. Take care. Bye.